The basil is towering over the pepper plant. The mint has taken over the lettuce cart, and the last of the summer beefsteaks are bursting with flavor, which means I'm way late publishing the tomato salad hack. But don't worry, because there's still time to make it for your Labor Day barbecue. We're going to start by getting 7 or 8 fresh basil leaves. You can use dried, but fresh works much better. We're going to get a similar amount of mint leaves. Again, fresh if you have it, dried if you don't. And then we're going to take and peel an onion. We're going to use 1/4 of this onion, and we're going to cut it in a certain way so that we get some pieces that are, 1/4 of an inch long, and others up to as much as maybe 1/2 an inch long. So we'll take 3 good slices, giving us 1/4 of the onion, probably about 1/4 of a cup. And then we're going to kind of like cut it in a fanned out way, so you have some large pieces and some small pieces. Next we're going to take our ripe tomatoes, and we're going to remove the stem navel. That's tough, and you really can't eat that, so off it goes. Now we're going to cut the tomatoes in half, and then cut them in half again, and then slice through them, making pieces that are about 1.5 inches square, or as close to square as you can get them. Now if the tomatoes are really large, like this one here is, then you may have to cut it in 3 pieces versus in half. And that's a way for you to get, keep the pieces all the same size, all about 1.5 inches approximately square. All right, let's speed this up a little bit. So now we're going to take the basil leaves, we're going to stack them, and then we're going to roll them tightly. And then we're going to go ahead and slice across them to make a julienne. Then we're going to turn our knife 90 degrees and cut again. This will give you ribbons of basil, about 1/8 of an inch thick, and varying lengths from, about 1/8 of an inch to maybe 1/2 an inch. We're going to do the same thing with the mint leaves. Stack, roll, cut across, rotate the knife, and then cut those leaves. You want these kind of varying sizes. Then we're going to add the onions. And now I'm going to let the audio that I recorded during the filming take over. Then we're going to take some salt, some ground black pepper. Now normally I would use fresh garlic in dishes, but for some reason granulated garlic works much better in this particular dish. This is how my mom made it. Then we're going to put just a little shot, maybe a teaspoon of cider vinegar. Now that'll give it some tang, a little more than the tomatoes. It just brings out the flavor of all those spices. Then we're going to put some really good olive oil, and of course that's going to be extra virgin olive oil. And then, again, the way my mother did it, this is a little bit of soy oil. Now I think from working the restaurant, she got used to using soy oil, and it kind of cuts down a little bit on the olive flavor, and it gives a great mouthfeel for this particular dish. And that's really how my mother made her salad. The mint was the unique thing. And then some of our friends who grew up in Brooklyn had us over to dinner one day, and they said, oh, we're going to make some tomato and ice salad. And I never heard of that before, so I asked what they were talking about. And it's simply this same tomato salad, except where my mom would put a little bit of water in to make the dressing, they use ice cubes. So I started doing that, and it works really well. So I still do that. Now this ice is going to melt, and it'll incorporate just enough water to make a nice dressing. Now, when you stir this, and you do need to stir it, or mix it, I guess is a more accurate way to say it, you really do need to go underneath with your spoon and then lift up. You don't want to crush these tomatoes. You like them to stay pretty much firm with nice clean cuts to them. All right, now this is a very delicious salad. You could eat this right away, but I think if you let it sit for several hours, it'll taste even better. All right, so that's Italian style tomato salad hacked with, of all things, ice. If you like this video, please go ahead and like the video, and why not subscribe so you always know when we have new videos coming. All right, see you next time in Chef Hacker Kitchen.